everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to ask the question, can Batman solve these mysteries from other franchises? Now, the only reason I'm making this video is because every other video I'm working on isn't ready yet, and not going to be ready until probably a while. So I need a video real quick, so I'm just going to make this one real quick. I mean, it's kind of obvious. There's nothing too hard to talk about. So yeah, that's all I'm going to be talking about. So yeah. We're gonna take Batman. Let's set up the premise here. Batmite just came in one day to Batman. It's like, you know what? I want you to solve other mysteries. Takes the Batcave, and throws him into another world. So basically, Batman gets whatever he has, whatever he needs, basically. Except he cannot get the Justice League Buster and just destroy the planet or any of that stuff or any enhancement suits, because gosh, that would be overpowered. It's just gonna be regular old Batman with his belt. He gets the car, he gets the plane, but I'm not giving him everything. You know, Batman does not need everything for solving a mystery. Okay, he does not need a Justice League Buster to solve a mystery, so he's not getting that. Though it would be funny if he just came, in and just started busting things up in here. Oh yeah, by the way, I was gonna have Death Note on this video. I was like, you know what, Death Note's like such a popular topic. Maybe I give my thoughts upon it, but then I realized, wait, that's stupid, because everyone knows what that would goes. It's like the most talked about thing about Batman. When people are talking about his detective skills, they usually use him in a challenge where it's up against Death Note. It's been talked about way too much. Everyone knows the answer, basically. Batman wins in that situation. All right, so let's just talk about new mysteries and stuff. And also, I also don't just want to talk about if Batman can solve them, but also how would the world react to Batman? Because, you know, how would each world react to Batman? And I only have really 2 worlds here, because it's like I said, this is a quick video just for this week. I just needed one quick video. That's all this is. I don't even have a script for this one. No script. This is just off the dome. But then again, I love all these franchises very much, so, you know. Let's continue. All right, on to the first world, Beastars. You know, okay, let's talk about exactly what's going on here. But Batman can solve any mystery I really throw in this world. Like if I could throw it with the first mystery of who killed Tim, or, you know, who's Melon and all that. It doesn't matter. We all know Batman can solve it. I'm not really interested in talking about if Batman could solve it, this mystery. Let's be honest, Batman could solve it. If Legoshi can solve these mysteries, then Batman can solve it. Look, Legoshi's not a dumbass, but he's also not the brightest. What do I say? How do I say this in a nice way? The brightest block. He's not the sharpest block in this Minecraft. Did that make sense? No? Good. Okay, so, yeah. I want to talk about how the hell the world will react to Batman. Because in this world, there are no humans. Sure, there are some things that kind of look a little humanish, like, you know, little things. But no, there is no humans here. So the fact there's no humans is just, you know, one thing. So anytime Batman shows up, they're going to be like, what the hell is that thing? And there are bats in this world. It's just they're not that big or really that shape at all. They look kind of like normal bats and stuff. It's just weird. So now for the first month, people are like, what the heck is that thing? It's going to be kind of like when Batman usually first appears in like media. So he's like, no one knows what the heck he is. And some people don't even think he's even human. Because let's be honest, Batman doesn't feel like human at all. I mean, dude bench presses 1,000 pounds as his daily routine. You know, 1,000 pounds, one of the hardest things ever to do for a human. Like, I think only 1 or 2 have benched 1,000 pounds. Batman does it on a daily basis. So yeah, let's talk about that. In terms of difficulty for Batman, you know, the world will be very confused about what he is. And then he's also pretty strong. I mean, comparatively, he is stronger than most. I mean, Batman versus any of the characters we're going to be talking about, like any of the villains, Batman would probably win. Strength-wise, I don't think the villains are, like, too far behind. I think most of them are, like, comparable. I think... Shit, what was the bear's name? Oh, gosh, I forgot the bear! I forgot the main villain. I forgot the first villain, and I forgot his name. We're going to call him Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear Everyone remembers Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear, he was obviously a bear. He's freakishly strong and all that. But Yogi Bear, I don't think he ain't beating Batman. First off, there's nothing really to see that shows that he's beyond Batman in strength. Batman's beaten people way more powerful than him, and Yogi Bear is just a student at a high school in Japan. Yogi Bear may know how to throw a punch, but he ain't beating Batman. Anyway, so we know that. And the other villain, Melon, Melon's not as strong as Yogi Bear, but Melon's got a whole arm kind of a gang on his side, so that does help. But then again, Batman's dealt with people with large gangs before, with way better guns than we see in the entirety of this series. Listen, I'm not saying the Melon and his gang don't have better guns. It's just every time we see a gun, all they have is really pistols. Not even like the huge caliber pistols, the type of bent that are breaking your eardrums just by being 2 feet away, 5 feet away from it. No, it's just like a Glock 17 maybe. So I bet you they probably have better guns. It's just they don't use them. So Batman's and I could have a lot of trouble with these guys. But I do think there would be some interesting challenges that Batman may have to deal with dealing with them. First off, sneaking. He's going to be very careful because now, instead of dealing with humans, he's dealing with all these guys, lions and all that stuff, who have better smell and hearing than humans. So, he's got to be a bit more stealthy. Batman could do it, obviously, but, going to be a bit more of a challenge. Stealthing-wise, he's going to have to be a bit more careful because, they can smell him better than anyone else, and they can hear him better than the humans and stuff. Batman does have villains with higher senses than humans, but, he's not dealing with a whole dozen of them, maybe 100 of them with higher senses. So, that would be a new challenge for Batman, dealing with the whole senses of all that, that would be a new challenge. Plus, obviously, every gang member is much stronger than I guess it depends on what gang he's dealing with. I don't think that Fox gang is going to be much stronger than a human. They got claws, probably, and sharp teeth, but I don't think they're much stronger. Now, the Lions, probably stronger, but I don't think they're too ridiculously strong that Batman can't handle it. But still, that would still be a challenge. Hey, we have 10 of these dudes. All of them have pistols, and they can see you and smell you better. They have better senses than the average human. So, that would be a new challenge for Batman. He could do it. He can overcome it, but, it's going to be a new challenge. Oh, yeah, I guess I should have specified what the challenge would be for this world. What mystery does he have to solve? And I guess, really, the two main mysteries that are in Beastars. Beastars is kind of has a lot. I think mysteries is kind of the selling point of Beastars. Would you agree, guys? For those who watch Beastars, would you agree that one of the selling points of it is kind of the mystery behind some things? It's not the biggest thing, but it's a thing. It's it's a selling point. It's not pop of the box. It's not you. I don't know if you'll put it on the front of the box, but the back of the box, you might put it on. You put it on the back of the box, right? The mystery, what's going on. That you don't put that on the front of the box. No. You put the other stuff on there. But the back of the box, he's oh, there's a really mystery. Anyways, yeah. So Batman's just gonna have to solve these mysteries, which he can. But that's not. I already knew that. I just want to talk about how the world react to him. And let's be honest. 2 weeks Batman's in this world, there's already gonna be a mystery. What the heck is that thing? Because they don't know what a human is. They know what a bat is, and they're not gonna. Batman's not gonna tell him his name at first. No one knows his name at first. They're gonna be what the heck is that thing? They could probably call him the Shadow or something. And then I'm imagining someone's gonna come up to him, because eventually that happens. So someone's gonna manage to get up to him and ask him what's his name. He's gonna say Batman, and they're gonna be what? And now here's an interesting. When they say Batman, they're not gonna assume that it's someone wearing a costume of a bat. They might just assume, wait a minute, this guy might be a hybrid. Because, bats are a thing in this world, and hybrid species are a thing. So just, think about it. Most people are going to assume that, hey, this guy's a bat mixed with what? What's a man? man's not really a creature in this world. It's a term. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we hear the term "man" like "hey man" type of thing, but like, do we hear that? Oh gosh, I don't remember. I remember hearing someone say "man" or something. Even then, if it doesn't exist, no, they're still going to be like, "What's a man?" So, from the people's point of view, it's going to be like an alien and a bat got together and made this thing. And that's going to be everyone's kind of point of view. That's going to be like the general public, like when they're asking, who is this guy beating up random criminals at night? They're going to be like, man, Batman. He's a man, whatever a man is, fell in love with a bat, and out came that guy. And now we got a freakishly strong dude beating up criminals and stuff. So, that would honestly be really cool. Like, if you're just in the world, like, what is Batman? What's a man? What's a man? Because obviously we know he's human. Air quotes there. Batman does not feel like a human. Gosh. But, hey, Batman's there. And Batman, he's just going to be there. And obviously he can solve the crimes. And I wonder how... Oh, gosh. What's his name? Oh, God. Hold on. I got to look up his name. All right, I looked it up. It's Yaha or Yahi or something like that. I can't say the name right. Here it is. You can see it right now. That's the name. Also, I looked up Yogi Bear's name. Just on the side, his name is Riz or something, or Raz, whatever. I'm going to keep calling him Yogi Bear, and that's his name for me forever now. His name is Yogi Bear, and I can't believe Yogi Bear would kill people. Yeah, so Yogi Bear, yeah. I imagine that Yahi would find Batman, okay? I gotta ask now, because I think he could find Batman. I'll say that, He's got a huge mouse army all over the city. He could probably find Batman eventually. Now, to see those two confront each other, it's like, he's gonna be like, what the hell are you? Or what are you planning to do? Because he probably doesn't trust him. Obviously, he doesn't trust him. Batman would figure out who the hell he is quickly. I mean, he's like a public figure, and he probably spies on him as well. Come on, Batman. Batman's not spying on people. You must not know who Batman is. So, of course, Batman's going to be spying on him, and they're going to be like, arguing to each other. I think they would fight, Batman would win, and, all that. Eventually, what Batman would stop all the criminals, and Batman's gonna come up and says, all right, I'm going to erase everyone's memories, reset everything, and I'm going to send you to the next world. All right, next world is Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh my God, we got Five Nights at Freddy's, everyone, yay. Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, so I guess this one would be more difficult, I think, for a couple reasons. I guess it depends on what time period you throw Batman in, because the earlier in the franchise you send him, the less complex the mystery would be, and the less dangerous anything would be. Like, you send him, like, in Secret of the Mimic era, there's only really one actual threat, and that's the Mimic. And I just think Batman could, deal with one threat. But if you send him, like, or later on, send him during the FNAF 1 era, might be more difficult, or you send him at the very end with security, like Ruin, it will be more difficult. For the mystery's a lot more complex, and, it spans decades. And some of the evidence would probably have been lost or something. Now, fighting-wise, how would Batman do against the animatronics? Really well. I mean, animatronics are strong and really durable, but they also do not know how to fight at all. They barely know how to throw a punch. They're children. All of them are just most of the animatronics are controlled by children. And the ones that aren't are like William Afton, who obviously doesn't know how to fight. You think William Afton knows how to throw, he may know how to throw a punch, maybe, but he ain't beating Batman in a fight. And I'm telling you this, most of the animatronics are not ridiculously stronger than Batman, all right? Now, the Glamrocks might be, because they can do some crazy stuff, but maybe not. Mimic, which is probably the most powerful normal type of animatronic, probably might be more powerful than Batman. The only ones that for sure are more powerful than Batman are the two damn kaiju, but also, or like three, but, they're not too hard to deal. Batman can just deal with them. They're not like, yeah, none of the animatronics are going to be too much of a threat to Batman. First off, he's got electric stuff on it, taser stuff. And the animatronics' couple weaknesses is electricity and stuff. They have, it's not a permanent weakness. It's just like you stun them for a brief second, they get back up. But that is just, it's a weakness they have, and it's like the thing that we clearly see in every interpretation is like, hey, this shit hurts them and they are weak to it. Maybe it does not kill them or permanently take them down, but they are stunned basically afterwards. And all Batman has to do is throw like a batarang at all of them, and then he stuns them for a bit. And then you know what he could do? He could just pull their arms off while they're down. Pull their arms off, because he could do that. He's strong enough to do it, or he could just unscrew the arms because he's got a screwdriver on him, obviously. And then once they're like limbless, remove the arms and legs. They can't do anything to him. Golden Freddy is already paralyzed, but also he has a weird way of being able to kill someone. Golden Freddy is kind of hard to tell how he can kill people. It's either he's just ghostly abilities and agony and rage is just killing people, or it's like Golden Freddy has to focus really hard on killing people. Golden Freddy obviously is just not going to be as big as a threat. I mean, he can instant kill people, yeah, faster than any other animatronic. It just seems like he can't really control that instant kill ability. Well, let's just start let's say if we're in the past and we're just dealing with the regular old classics and all that stuff. We're in the Afton Saga. Can he solve the Afton Saga mystery? I mean, yeah, it would be more difficult than anything in Beastars, because it takes place over a long time, and the animatronics, they are. Well, I wouldn't say they're more dangerous or like too much more powerful, or I guess are they animatronics more dangerous than Millen and his gang? Or I guess so, but I also guess not in some ways. I guess because the animatronics are paranormal, they're much more difficult to deal with than Melon and his gang, because Melon and his gang are just people. If you want them gone, you either knock them out or you kill them, and Batman doesn't kill, so he's gonna knock them out, and they're done. They're just people. That's all they are. Batman has to knock them out. With these guys, they have a bit of a thing. They don't get really tired. They do run out of power. So, Batman could also wait them out. If he does not have a taser on him, which obviously he does, but if he doesn't, Batman could just wait them out, because they don't have infinite power. We see that clearly in the Week Before book, where they don't have infinite power. They have a long battery life, yeah, but, they do need to recharge their batteries, and the Ghost Children can't really do anything to them if they run out of battery. The Ghost Children aren't really, I guess they are possessing them, but the possession is not like they can control so much of what they can do. They can make them do things they can't normally do. It's not really. It's it seems like the Ghost Children can control. It's like piloting a mech. That's basically what it is. But they can't make them say things they can't normally say. Like, Freddy Fazbear, the kid possessing Freddy can't make Freddy Fazbear say, "Batman, I'm going to get you," if Freddy Fazbear was not programmed with that. They could alter the text a little bit, but they can't really make him say brand new words, and they can't really do anything if Nephilim's powering the suit. That's why Golden Freddy's so slumped like that. He can hallucinate people and kind of move the suit, but like teleportation, but he can't make Golden Freddy raise his arm up and down. Sure, in AR, Golden Freddy could do that, but that's not Golden Freddy, really. That's just either a digital recreation of Golden Freddy or a recreation of the animatronic, which is still different from normal Golden Freddy, and Golden Freddy can't move the suit, so, Batman can deal with that. Springtrap would be, how Batman versus Springtrap. Now, that just popped into my head. Springtrap, that would be, I guess, an interesting battle, yeah, but, Springtrap would lose. because Springtrap does not know how to fight at all. So Batman could just do a little ring around the rosy and just throw him on the ground. And Springtrap can have a knife. He'll give him a knife, and Batman will just dislodge it from his hands. It's that easy. Springtrap's strong now with the thing, but doesn't matter. Yeah, Batman could probably pick up Springtrap. That's what he could probably pick him up and throw him across the room. Maybe not super far, but he could probably pick up all of the animatronics, except for like the kaijus and maybe the fun times. But still, yeah, I guess mystery wise, Batman could probably solve the mystery. It just would be really, it would be a new type of difficulty than most mysteries, because the mystery spans over decades, and most of the time Batman's solving mysteries here in the now. But now with a mystery that's going back to the 70s and all that, it's gonna be hard. A really big trouble, but Batman could do it. Batman could do it. And then there's Batman fighting the newer animatronics and solving that mystery. I mean, yeah, new troubles. First off, the animatronics are more powerful and stuff, a lot more durable, I would say, probably as well. Plus, they're a lot smarter than not Springtrap. I meant like the kids animatronics, because those guys are, 7 to like 10 or something. I don't think a 7-year-old's gonna beat Batman in a fight, even if he is in a mech suit. And now we got these guys who are smarter than a 7-year-old, but they're not beating Batman in a fight. Now they're more powerful, so Batman would have to be way more careful. And the taser thing doesn't seem to be, or like the stunning thing does not last as long as the older ones. The older models, that stuff can last a couple minutes to like 10 minutes, maybe more. But with the newer stuff, that's gonna last. The taser stuff doesn't seem to be super permanent. Doesn't last as long, unless they're heavily damaged. Then it lasts longer. But if they're just fully functional, like fully functional Monty versus Batman, Batman can throw a taser thing at him and it'll stun him a little bit, but he'll get back up. The future of technology, how everything just advances. It's insane. Anyways, yeah, so Batman deals with everything. Now, Batman versus the Mimic would be interesting for, Mimic's much more powerful. And I don't even know if the taser thing would even work on the Mimic. We don't actually see what kind of effects the Mimic, damages him wise. He seems to has a higher resistance to heat, and we don't know if the taser thing is going to work on the Mimic. Because, I guess there's nothing saying he doesn't. But there's also nothing saying it does. So, Batman throws a taser thing at him. It might not affect him because this Mimic, when he's around technology, can just kind of turn it off or, depower, kind of turn off the technology when he's around it, like we see in the flashlights and other stuff. So, Batman's taser thing might not work on the Mimic. So, that would be a new threat. Mimic is really strong. And, really heat resistance. And, obviously, the electric things might not work on on the Mimic. So Batman will have a brand new challenge with the Mimic. So, Batman would probably beat the Mimic. But it would be a lot more difficult than anything, really, he's seen so far. And then there's the Blob and Ruin DJ. But, Batman could just leave them, go somewhere else. Because they can't reach him. If he can go in a small space and then just disappear from them and then deal with them later, if he needs to. Or maybe grab the black bat plane and just, fly it into them. He could do that. Jump out at the last second. Or anything. And then, Now, Batman would also probably try to make the ghosts move on. Obviously, because, Batman's just said that nice. Could Batman do that? I don't know. It's a weird one. Batman's dealt with supernatural, but I don't know if he's dealt with this type of supernatural, so I don't know. Could Batman defeat everyone and solve the mystery? Yeah, but could Batman really help people move on? Might be one of the most difficult things for Batman to do. That might be actually really hard. I don't know. Batman could probably win, I guess, by finality, but Batman could never. I don't know if he can help everyone move on a bit, because everyone's stuck there. Could Batman maybe figure out that burning them might help them? Yeah, but they're still gonna... I don't know, Could Batman actually free them all from their prisons? I don't know if he can or not. He might try to figure it out, but that might take a lot longer than anything else. Fighting them and solving the mystery is one thing, but freeing everyone, that's a different story altogether. So I don't know about if Batman could free them all. I want to ask your guys' opinion. Could Batman free them all from their endless hell and set them all free, or what? And I don't know. What do you guys think about this video idea or whatever? I don't know. I just needed something real quick, okay? So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. And goodbye.